Well, guys, it's time to wrap this up, so let's do it. Why do we have 35 days in a calendar? Don't ask me. Alright, Grand Tread, Sunshade, Robe. Let's just go. Let me select this little beautiful thing over here. Also, let me adjust this a little. Oh, this should be better. Be a lot better. Right, reckon I've seen this, whatever. Okay, Hulkenberg. Guess one at a time, right? Let's go. When you finish your business outside the palace, please promise me you'll return to resume your duties, Your Majesty. If you take this as my pressuring you not to venture out, that's not it at all. Only that as Captain of the Royal Guard, I must know your whereabouts at all times. You needn't be so serious, Hulkenberg. Lighten up, baby. You mean to say I'm too fussy? Well, it's only proper for the Captain of the Royal Guard. To be over familiar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank-and-file guard. That said, not a day goes by that I don't reflect on our travels now, only a year past. I owe regaining my pride as a knight to that journey. I was but a wanderer searching in vain for the prince, and it was through you I learned he yet lived. And in the end, it was your ascent to the throne I supported. I never tire of the faces the younger gods make when I tell them of the time you acted as witness to my duel. Brings back memories. Not only of my duel with Rodante, but of the journey we undertook. You were the reason I could endure the fight to the end. I'm pleased to say the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Rodante's command. Soldiers take up their sword not for the those in power. For the those in power. Okay. For the those in power. But for the people. And as the champion of the people yourself, we will do all in our power to protect you, our king. You do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace as you do, though I suspect the soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. They know they protect not just a king, but a ruler who stands beside his people and hears their voices in clarion truth. I will protect you with my life, as I have always endeavored to do, Your Majesty. Only let me stay by your side to do so. There's still other people we can talk to, but did you want to go to Huh? No, I mean... Huh? It's you. It's been quite some time, hasn't it? Ever since the new king's reign, matters have changed a great deal for the tribe's teachings. I feel there's been more people who wish to learn of our teachings and culture, much like you did before. I wish I could say we were free to worship as we pleased, but that's a dream still among the clouds for the moment. And yet, being able to dream it is evidence itself of progress. It is satisfying for now that more people are open-minded like you. Why, hello, Your Majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but I see you've become quite apt at sneaking away from your palatial duties. Under constant fire from knaves of all trades, con artists, and critics alike, your opening act has been rather tumultuous, no? I hadn't noticed. Oh, has it? How kingly an answer, never missing an opportunity to display how capable you are. Commendable. Besides, most of those agitators are the kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes that they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing I couldn't handle, of course, all in a day's work for the royal adjutant to the Citizens' Council. Quite an ally I've made, I should hope. I wonder if my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. Sure. I hope so. I was such a problem child. I'd like to make this a country where honest folk like my mother can be happy. That reminds me. Do you remember Dr. Trum, my hometown's landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He has since confessed his crimes and is awaiting trial. You were the one who awakened his conscience. It makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it. I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but if this country has one, it's you. And I'm proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule, the day will come that even we, Nydia, can, walk about freely in our true forms. You're curious what I look like in my true form. I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time, shall we?
Sure.
Hey, out inspecting again? That seems a right pain to me, but I appreciate you going to all the effort. Making your rounds, Basilio.
Oh.
Yeah, Captain of the Trading Brigades reporting in, and I'm pleased to report that there is nothing to report, Your Majesty, so I'm taking a break. Bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Still not used to calling myself a captain, besides. We've even taken in some survivors from Louis' troops, you know, but don't you worry. I've got 2 eyes on them even when I ain't looking. Way I see it, they weren't the ones trying to make the world worse. I just gotta show them how power is supposed to be used, yeah? We owe it to you that there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fewer and fewer are turning to a life of crime to make ends meet. If Del could see Grand Trad today, his eyes would bug out. And not just Del, a lot of the guys who didn't make it. You remember him. Those damned experiments trapped him in a vengeance he couldn't see past. But I feel like even he might smile seeing what I'm up to now. We built this place with a lot of blood and tears, so I say those of us who made it this far owe it to all of them who, wait, what? What didn't to... What? Made it this far, owe it to all of them what didn't to protect... But... Huh? Maybe I've got nothing to report today, but it's not like bad people just stop being bad because you're king now. You've been through a lot though, so thanks for not giving up on us, or the world for that matter. You spot any trouble that I didn't spot first, you just point me at it. I'll solve it quick like. Well, I see our king is out on some personal business, eh? I believe Halkenberg was searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business who comes or goes. I'm on break myself. Only try not to frustrate your royal guards over much, They all take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. But, who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. That's become clear to me since becoming titled. What could be more bizarre? A huge outcast, once a wanted criminal with a bounty on his head, made knight commander. There was of course some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they've become, albeit gradually. The world has only begun to change. Indeed. I've realized over the past year just how much a nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone does not a country make. Yet he stands for those very people as symbol and representative. That the king and those around him are of mixed tribes, it has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even for those in the rural villages. How's Todari? He seems as busy as he can handle. Now that they've resumed trade with other villages, your coronation inspired that village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken and that even they could take the first step. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself soon enough. And someday I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born of tribal differences from history books. We've a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge the path toward it, Your Majesty.
さて行こっかよっとあらあら
Oh, hello there, Barn. What are you doing here? What unexpected coincidence, Your Majesty. No gods with you today? Don't worry, I'm no tattletale. I myself just left a meeting going over how the provincial governments are doing. We convened for the new year. How are things? Oh, it's as lively as it used to be, and we owe it all to you, Your Majesty. That old mess you cleaned up for us feels like ancient history now. And I'm pleased to report, as head of the provincial lords, it's nothing but good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns has employment up and overall welfare too. Each town has specialties and wisdom to offer, and when we combine our heads, there's no problem we can't solve. I just feel so blessed to be part of it. I know I made some blunders when I first stepped into the governor's role, but I'm happy to share my feelings so others don't repeat my mistakes.
もちろん
Indeed they are. The townspeople play an active role in policy and administration, and I'm not bearing that weight alone. Of course, some lords are like I was once, and would rather manage things at their sole discretion than leave things to the people. And yes, taking every matter to public opinion can be laborious, with all the proceedings and
し
disputes.
かし
Still, changing our own lives with our own hands makes the process worth
素晴
trouble.
らしい
And choosing a king of our own will was all the inspiration we needed for change.
いいわね
Yeah, well. Ah, Your Majesty, it's already been a year since you've ascended to the throne, and 1 year since I lost my bid for it. Thinking back, I have no regrets. I'd not have been able to defeat Louis in the end as you did. That's candid of you. I don't know what I expected, really, but I believe in your power, Your Majesty. Though I'll not acquiesce on all fronts, you know? You needn't look further than your 6 partisans, your merry little band. I appreciate your faith in your inner circle, but to award them all your key posts, why, one might suspect you of collusion. My country requires views from all walks of life, or put another way, why not appoint me your Prime Minister? With my guidance, Ukrainia would become a land of true beauty. Just when you think he's about to make a decent point, he plays his own angle.
いいね
憧れるぜ
よ
Oh, well, fit in the big man himself. Good timing, mate. I just got back into town myself. Long time no see.
確か
Ain't it been? I've been out traveling since I took the reins on the Seekers Recon team. Hard to believe it's been half a year. And crazy doesn't begin to describe what's beyond the sea. The sights, the magic, everything's so fantastic. I'm already itching to get back out there. Well, I'm not especially keen on dodging the bloody cannonballs when my ship gets too close. Lots of tension out there, but what country isn't a little tense? Everything from the customs to the way they think is so different, my head spins. Makes all the tribal bickering seem right dull if I can speak my mind. But this country is changing for the better. I'm glad I turned over the throne to you. Appreciate it. Oh, come on, I'm just roasting you. After we knocked heads, I knew I could trust you with making the lives of us Parappas better than they was. All my cohort have found jobs, and some of them have even picked up new skills from being out at sea so
ま
long.
たね
But don't you worry your kingly head. I will have it all whipped up in a report for you. Do something proper kingish with it, yeah?
ね
よ
Ah, skulking about the city again, are we? Which is to say, Hulkenberg is on the hunt. The classic game of cat and mouse, though who is which I dare not say. It's been a year since you ascended the throne, but it's like you've hardly changed. Could say the same of you. You haven't changed much either. That's Lord or General Stroll, Your Majesty. I'll never get used to such titles. I really should take a page from Juna's book. She has a gift for delegating, like she was born to do so. Not that I can talk. I actually came out for a bit of a breather myself. You know, I see now that even those at the top have their struggles a little too clearly. A general's duties feel overwhelming at times. But there are lives hanging in the balance. I recognize the weight of every decision I make, and I do find satisfaction in protecting those lives. Remember our first meeting back at the recruitment center? I, a fallen noble with nothing to my name, and you, a struggling elder traveler. Back then, my only goal was getting ahead. My people were little more than an afterthought. If I hadn't met you, I'd have never realized the truth about my fortune, my father's intentions, and I certainly couldn't have saved the aliens. I owe seeing the joy in their faces to you. I think I've said it before, but again, thank you. You need to give yourself some credit, Stroll. I would still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you. You have a whole country on your shoulders now. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. But show me the way, and I'll blaze the trail. Now and always, it's my role as a warrior to be the vanguard. Our titles may have changed, but I'd like to think our friendship is steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me, now and always.
ね
Who remains?
どうする
Juna, Yufa, Nuris, Brigitta... The king himself, out browsing the shops. Huh, perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family. Any recommendations? One igniter in particular, in fact, though I'm afraid we're all sold out of it at the moment. The igniter I made at the children's request, the one that lights up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well.
No.
I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as the head of the Ignited Consortium. I can't help but think that if I had been in this position sooner than the church's violence, the tragedy of that village could have been prevented. Well, let's focus on the present.
ベルギッタ
Oh.
Indeed, I can dwell on the past all I wish, but it won't change it. The future, on the other hand. I took up this post after I was nominated by my colleagues. In other words, I suppose that means people have expectations of me, and I too am a spoke in the wheel of charge. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be naive to think all weapons can ever disappear from this world.
しかし
It's all the more reason I hope that the reasons for people to wield them continue to decline. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can with all that I am, just as you do.
そういえば
Ah, yes. Do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives. But there she was, sitting beside them. Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I'd commit in her name. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you.
さて
Wait, who the hell is... Ah, there she is.
こんにちは
Working hard as ever, hero. Well, you are going about town and listening to what the people have to say. Myself, I've just come from the Crown Court, where I've been consulting with the people about their grievances and disputes as Chief Magistrate. Our court has the time for that.
はい
In the past, we were busy with cases of violence and theft, but those have decreased remarkably.
実は
As you are undoubtedly aware, in the past many citizens were sentenced to hang without so much as a
で
trial.
も
I'm pleased to report things are different now. Anyone, regardless of race or status, can tell their side of the story in court and be judged equally and fairly. It just goes to show anything is possible, even for a priestess to become a chief magistrate. And my brother is making great strides as village chief. He rather hated the role before, but he's truly found his calling, I think.
ですから
As I said, no one knows what the future holds. It's all the more reason I try to guide people to good choices. I want to live in a society that practices kindness, where those who suffer need not turn to crime, and so I practice what I preach.
そういえば
The other day, I went to visit Ovi's church to inquire with those who are sick there about how the kingdom can be more accessible to them. The people at that church were okay with you being there? Yeah, I had productive conversations with Ovi and the rest. Many who are sick have gotten better and want to ease into working again. Hearing them made me reflect on all the people who still need our help. Until now, the only hope those people had was God.
私は
I want to fight for them to have options under laws and systems that they can rely on in addition to higher power. A country where all the tribes with all their values can join hands in harmony. That's what we need.
だから
You aim to achieve that too, yes, Your Majesty? I hope you allow me to keep walking alongside you.
王子が立派になって
さて
Ah, that's probably Nuris.
素敵です
憧れるぜ
Wait, where is he? Ah.
Hmm?
Ho ho ho, what brings His Royal Majesty here? Come to feel the wind on your face too, have you? I know how it is. I have the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom Infrastructure Development Bureau and can research as I please now, but something's missing. So I threw off that stuffy old uniform and came to gaze upon the runner in the way I do. No, take your job seriously, please.
待って。
ちょっと待て。
I am. The research part at least. But you must feel it too, eh? The sudden urge to take the runner into the sky and leave all your cares on the ground below.
まあ
Not that I'm ungrateful for the gracious title you've given to a man who used to skulk about, modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet. Why, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that will deliver fresh fish straight from Oceania to your palatial palates. If it would change the world, wouldn't you say? I'm just a bit stuck at the beginning on the development. And it's times like this I need stimulation of the mind. Do you have anything that might do the trick? Do I smell another relic hunt?
それって
Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you'd pop back in with one, I remember how I could hardly contain my excitement. I do miss traveling like that. Even if the relics themselves were better off left untouched, they've become the guiding principles of my research, you
そ
know?
れは
Convenience is important, but one must consider safety and the effects it might have on the world. An engineer who dumps a burn on future generations is no engineer at
た
all.
だ
Still, it's no small feat to design with a perfect balance of safe and revolutionary. Even I struggle with it, and I'm a bally genius. Ah, I knew it. What I need is stimulation, Your Majesty. You know, like the soul-shaking speed and quiver of a drive engine. You'll let me know if you ever want to go out for a spin, won't you? Our dear old girl's sparkling clean and always ready for takeoff. Oh, hello there.
いやいや
To think that you of all people would end up becoming the king. I never expected it, but I will tell you one thing. Wax poetic about your ideals all you want, but when it comes to protecting the country, only power will suffice. The people don't all approve of a dreamer king. Who are you?
そうか
Easier said than done. How much has the country truly changed in the past year? Have your policies truly fared better than Louis would have? If all we do is talk, you're no better than the last king. All ideals, no power, just the same. I don't know, that king seemed to be super fucking powerful.
王様
Oh, hello. There you are, hero. Heard you were in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. I have so much to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid you'll need to clear your diary for me soon. Bring any souvenirs?
それじゃあ
もう
Let's just focus on the report. Don't worry, I'll give you just the gist.
あ
Firstly,
のね
the Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing, and we're already processing admissions. I must say, I'm still surprised you appointed me, of all people, to be the Academy's headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back on tour as a songstress. Oh, shall I introduce you to my furry little friend? I scooped him up in the Academy of all places. During the reconstruction, they stumbled on the little guy in some kind of observatory supposedly used by a king long ago. Considering the igniting around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive alone if in that cold, could he?
どうやら
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academy. All that knowledge was lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping the cat. Feels like fate, you know?
そういえば
And speaking of fate, on my way back, I met up with Myrtus. Who's that again?
あ
I scold, Your Majesty. Remember the singer who kept trying to take me down a peg a while back? He's fairly well known about town now. We both just keep soaring to new heights. Her in music and me coming face to face with magic again. Surely you remember music was the first magic born in this world, yeah? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others, and when they make hearts swell, why, there's no end to the magic. So just you watch. With music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. All will have equal opportunity to hone their talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. That's what my sister would have wanted, and if it makes the world a better place, why isn't that just grand?
お
Bella taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts.
まさか
Wait a second, isn't that the cat from the Academia? If that place was made of magic, how is it here in real life? To say nothing of how he could have survived in a deserted ruin buried in the snow. That shouldn't be possible, right? I just think it's cute.
よしよし
It doesn't bother you at all? You're sure of something else. If memory serves, the last king did build himself a study in the Magic Academy. Do you think Academia was styled after that, maybe? I wonder what His Majesty would more felt when he put this little guy in Academia. Is that all?
どうする
Yep, that's all of them.
さて
行きまし
Let's
ょう。
wrap this up.
あらあら
いいわね。
あらあらね
いいね。
いい？
I think we've heard all we can from people. Should we head to where Maria is? Yeah.
そういえば。
Being here sure brings back memories. You remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament for the throne? She was crying back then, though.
でも
Things are different now. You can say that again. This country's turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there will always be differences of opinion, but your ideals are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. That reminds me, what's up with the book you're carrying around now? Is that the one you've been working on yourself? I'm excited to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, if you're the one putting it in ink, that means you're gonna make it a reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going?
Ah, お兄ちゃんじゃなかった。今は王様だもんね。あのね、ちょうどお父さんに報告してたんだ。いろいろあったけど、あれからみんなで頑張ってるよって。
Is our country any better now? Am I keeping my promise?
いつかの約束自分は守れているかな。
悪い人をやっつけて町の人に笑顔が増えたよ。お父さんもきっと喜んでると思う。よかったね。マリアに言ってもらえると私も本当に嬉しい。
It's a joy to see kids like her smile. The future changes slowly, and the burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
私もね、できることから頑張ってみようと思うんだ。私ね、みんなに伝えたいんだ。誰かと手をつなげば世界はきっと変わるって。あれから何回もファビアンヌさんのご飯お腹空いた人たちに食べてもらったんだよ。そこで自分の場所が分かったって人もいた。きっと私もそうやってみんなで一緒に変わっていけば王様とお父さんの夢にも近づくでしょ。私も何かお手伝いしたい。だってみんながニコニコ笑ってる国がいいから。
ああ、ぜひ頼むよ。一緒に頑張ろう。
ありがとう王様。ありがとう王様。
ありがたいのはこっちだな。あの笑顔、この国の明るい未来そのものだ。
みんな久しぶり。元気してた？
せっかくだし私もアルセスに挨拶をしておこうと思ってな。
おい、あの方たちはもしかして。これ見ろ、人目を引いてるぞ。ぞろぞろいかんでも
いいじゃねえか。たまには全員集合もよ。
ジュナさん、地道に凱旋車で地べた走ってきたんすか？転移魔法あんだから迎えに王様呼べばよかったのに。
お前な。
いいのよ。私が国の様子を見て回りたかったの。都会と違って地方はまだ結構荒れてるわね。強化現象も残ってるし、 人間も相変わらず出るみたい。
その都度兵を連れて乗り込んではいるが、遠方の声まで残らず拾うのはなかなか難しい。
当たり前だけど、王様になったからって急に全部を見渡せるようになんかならないもんね。
去年の俺と同じだな。結局世の中外出て足で稼がんとわからねえことだらけだ。
1年前なら直接飛んでったとこだな。けどまあ今なら多少は留守にしても回るんじゃねえか。
まあこうなる可能性も考えて準備くらいは進めている。
とはいえまだ1年だ。君主の衛星が増えれば悪さを企む者はどうしても増える。
お、いたいた、あそこだ。なあ、言ったろ、あれ王様だろ。
さすがに目立ちすぎたか。
よう王様。
何がよう王様か貴様。
落ち着け。秒で抜こうとするんじゃない。外へ繰り出してきたのはこっちだろう。
王様、いつもありがとな。あんたのおかげでだいぶ暮らしやすくなったぜ。
いろいろあるけどさ、一緒に頑張っていきましょう。応援してるからさ。
みんな応援してくれてる。なんか去年の景色が蘇ってくるね。
そうだな。こういう声聞いてっと思い出しちまうぜ、あの旅をな。
何せドラゴンまで全部ぶっ倒して回ったからな。考えてみりゃよく生きてたな俺ら。
なかなか刺激的な無茶だったわね。竜神様を鎮めるために戦った時にはまさかあと4度も竜と戦うことになるなんて考えもしませんでした。
同感だ。よもや竜殺しの称号をもらう日が来ようとは。人生何があるかわからん。
I resolve to believe in my ideals no matter what may come even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, a king's beliefs can never waver.
大変だったが本当に楽しかったな。
結構人が増えてきたね。そろそろ仕事に戻りましょう。
ああ、すべきことはまだまだ山積みだ。
それからほどなくの新年。
旅？ちょっと本当に行くつもり
I won't force you to come. There's more I have to see.
やっぱり自分の目で確かめたいんだ。
世界の様子をちゃんと知りたいってわけね。ま、王様だもんね。
そいつは楽しそうだが、旅となるとお忍びでその辺歩くのとはわけが違う。お前さんは民の期待を背負った国王様だ。王様らしく王都にでんと構えとくって選択もあるぜ。
王様らしいかなんてことにこだわりはないよ。なすべきことができなくなる方が困る。
こだわりはないって思い切りが良すぎるというか。
相変わらずの肝っ玉だな。ま、言いたいことはわかるぜ。マグラや人間ってのは国に渦巻く不安そのものだ。ってことはそれがどこにどんくらいあんのか目で見て回れるわけだ。不安と向き合えねえまんまじゃ人が上を向けねえ。人が上向かねえんじゃ国や社会が上向くはずもねえ。だから確かめたい。それが君主として一番にすべきことだってとこか。
Even the most faraway future begins with the belief that it can be realized, so I'll press onward. That's the best I can do.
それならそう言ってよね、もう。
俺はいいと思うぜ。楽しそうだしな。てかそれでこそ俺の知ってる我らが王様ってもんだ。となりゃ宮廷技師の俺も音もするしかねえよな。王族専用の凱旋車は俺にしか運転できねえしな。何せ国中のドラゴン征伐までやってのけた王様だ。ついていったら今度は何が見られんのかゾクゾクするぜ。伝説の旅路再びってやつだ。おいお前ら聞こえたか？
王様、勝手に話を進めるな。まったく。
城を出るならお声がけをとあれほど言ったでしょう。まったく。
ニューラス、あらかじめ呼んでたってこと？
話が早いだろ。てかなんだよ、6本槍なのに2本だけじゃねえか。
さすがに全員で払うわけにいくか。
お、その口ぶりだと止めねえってことか。
ヒュルケンベルグと話し合ってな。もしお前が行くと言い出したら止めるより俺たちもついていこうと決めた。
Are you sure?
本当にいいのか？
ルイとの最後の戦いを思い出してな。あの時国のみんなは俺たちの理念や言い分だけを応援してくれたわけじゃない。
今まさに頭上で怪物と戦っている。そんな姿を応援してくれたんだ。いつだって人は最後には体験や感情で物事を決める。正しくても仕組みが確かでも顔が見えない相手をいつまでも信じていられない。孤独を拭えない存在だ。
だから世界をもう一度見てこようって考えには反対しない。顔が見える王になるために必要なことだろう。
My friends and allies believe as I do.
しかしこのように新年早々とは困った陛下であらせられる。
全員集合とはいかなかったがまた一緒に行けて俺も嬉しいぜ。
けど本当に大丈夫なの？将軍と近衛隊長が揃ってついてきちゃって。
近衛が王に付き従うのはむしろ当然だ。それに私一人が不在なくらいでふぬける我が隊ではない。
なんとかしてみせるさ。信じて人に任せる。俺たちこそが率先してやらなきゃな。
みんなありがとう。なら出発だ。
かの日、私の声を聞き答えたもうた人よ。
あ、
幻想とは無力な作り物か？あの問いの答えはきっと誰もが生きている限り問われ続ける。しかし彼はきっと成し遂げるだろう。君が信じて導いてくれたおかげだ。未だ希望を失わぬ異教の住人に願い導きを得ること、それこそが我が王の魔法の真の姿。君は求めに応え希望を、すなわち幻想の力を見事示した。なんと恐れ知らずで軽やかで心躍る導きだったろう。ありがとう。
この感じ久しぶりだな。
ああ、頬に当たる風が懐かしい。
柄にもなく詩人だな。
てかひどくない？置いていこうとするなんて。まあ転移魔法ですぐ戻れるでしょってついてきた私たちも大きなことは言えませんが。
つうかよ、この子に新しい景色を見せてやりたかったしな。
皮肉だな。王爵の消滅でマグラが整い、砂地に緑が戻るとは。
でもこっちの方が断然好き。
行こう。
Well, that's a journey, I guess. Alright, enjoy the credits. I'll start planning things in the background.
遠き異教の人よ。君にとってこの旅は、きっと幻に過ぎぬもの。だが、どうかこの幻の旅の記憶が、君の現実においても、輝ける希望とならんことを。幻想が、君の力とならんことを。
心から願う Damn it, didn't expect him to finish that line that way, damn it. Sorry for the interruption.
見ろよ。残骸が今や観光名所だ。
未知の景色に変わっていくな。
見に行きましょう。どこまでも。
新たな旅立ちか。太古、人は栄華を極めながらも滅んだ。私はそれを知り、目指す理想を書に表した。幻想の物語。それを信じた彼らによって王国は息を吹き返した。
未知なるものを信じる力こそが全てを変えていく。この先もあらゆる困難が待ち受けるでしょう。でも精一杯歩みなさい。恐れず未知なる世界へと。
Fantasy lives on, yeah. By saving your clear data, certain things can transfer over as is to a new game. You can transfer currently owned items, money, mag, royal virtues, scanned enemies, memorandum, archetype, statues, and total playtime. Save. That's the one. Well, that's basically it. I'm off to finish a video. And yeah. Till the next time, have a great one.